This is the advisor orientation for the recognition events for Alabama HOSA's State Leadership Conference 2018. As an overview, the recognition events will be judged beginning at Thursday at 1:45 p.m. for an event manager orientation, Thursday at 2:30 p.m. competitor orientation and event. The recognition events to be judged at this time include HOSA Happenings, which is the newsletter, an outstanding HOSA chapter, formerly known as HOSA Chapter Reflections, which is the scrapbook. Be prepared to run the event. Advisors in this event will judge the recognition events. There will be no separate judges, and advisors, of course, will be managing the flow of the event. Preparations for State Leadership Conference include printing and reviewing your event's guidelines. The event manager is responsible for coordinating the event. The manager must report to headquarters to get the event binder. Event personnel should plan to meet in the event room for event setup. Confidentiality. All advisors should complete the online confidentiality agreement prior to State Leadership Conference found at this link. Hard copies are available in headquarters, but it is a preference to have that confidentiality form already filled out online. Confidentiality has to be of utmost importance in order to assure equity in future events. Advisors and students are not allowed to enter or observe an event other than their assigned one at any time for any reason. Pictures or copies may not be taken of events, case studies, skills, equipment, scrapbooks, anything of that nature. Orientation is basically completed through this video. Binders should be picked up at headquarters. A separate binder video has already been sent out that explains the sections of the binder. The manager will receive the following at headquarters: a binder with event directions, an event roster for both recognition events, judges' rating sheets, and the event survey forms. If the assigned event manager cannot attend or pick up materials, notify Dana Stringer as soon as possible. Another member of the event team will be asked to attend. It is imperative that someone be present to obtain the event materials and any additional instructions. The event manager and personnel should be familiar with the HOSA happenings and outstanding HOSA chapter guidelines and follow them precisely. After picking up the event binder, make a plan to get students in the room, roll call, orient the students, have them leave their submissions, have a plan to check dress code and guidelines. There will be a table with chairs outside the room to check this as the students enter. Have the students pick up their event submissions at a designated time or get their cell number to text them when to come back and pick up their submissions. If there are enough advisors, you could plan to split the advisors between the two events to judge both at the same time. Suggestions for the event manager and personnel: review the rubrics and guidelines as a group for each recognition event. Make sure everyone is familiar with the guidelines. Review the important points to be sure all understand how to grade each event. Review the rubrics and stress consistency. Each judge will complete their own rubric. You may come together and discuss the rubric scores after all competitors have been judged. Judging will be done on the guideline rating sheet and not a Scantron. Total points for the event submissions on the rating sheet itself. Each room will have a table outside the door, as we mentioned earlier. Check the roster and the dress code discreetly at the table as they enter the room. If there is a dress code violation, keep it confidential. Have a second event person discreetly look at the student's dress and make a mutual decision. If unsure, err on the side of the student. If there is a violation, document it and the points will be adjusted at headquarters. The guidelines state competitors must be in official HOSA uniform or in proper business attire for the drop-off and project display time. 1 bonus point be awarded for proper dress, and this especially was taken off of the outstanding HOSA chapter guideline. Document dress code only if they do not meet dress code. These are suggestions for running the event related to orientation for competitors. After students have been checked in and are standing in the room, instruct the students to the process of the event. Instruct them that they will leave their submissions with you. Then explain your plan of when they should come back to pick the items up. Remind students that the score required to be recognized for Outstanding HOSA Chapter is 35 points at the state level. The score to be recognized in HOSA Happenings is 80 points. Answer any questions at this time. Do not plan to bring event submissions back to headquarters. This is a screenshot of the HOSA Happenings rating sheet, just as an overview, and this is the one that they would have to score 80 on to be recognized at state. You will just hand write in the grading on this. This is a cover page that's supposed to be submitted with the HOSA Happenings newsletter or with pages printed from an online website that's considered a newsletter. For Outstanding HOSA Chapter, this is a point summary chart. This is just one page that has the total of all the final score for the scrapbook. There's a multi-page document, of course, that you grade it page by page, that they have proof of leadership events and or leadership development activities, should I say, and school service activities, etc. There's a multi-page document where you go in and document how many of each event that they have evidence of, but this is the point summary chart. This is also a document that the student should have filled out and attached to their scrapbook, where they actually completed a chapter assessment themselves on their own book and kind of judged it their own self. Additional info: students will not know final results until awards session, and of course they would be awarded recognition in the recognition session on Friday. We cannot give individual students or team suggestions for improvement, but the judges can create a list of general suggestions that Dana can share with everyone after state conference. Make this list of suggestions on the event survey. Consistency makes equitable competitive events. Keep the goal in mind. Our goal is to set an example of high standards and integrity for our students while being as fair and equitable as possible. These are leadership qualities we hope to instill in all our members. Be the example. Conduct the event as you would like others to conduct events for your students. Grievances. If a student has a grievance, listen carefully. If you can fix the issue, fix it if it can be fair for all. If you are unsure how to fix it, or even if it needs to be fixed, refer to their advisor. Their advisor can bring the grievance to headquarters in a professional and confidential manner. Keep in mind that everyone is doing their best and that we are all human. When the event is complete, gather all supplies and straighten the room. Complete the event survey. All personnel and managers should complete this, those acting as judges too. Refer to the event binder for instructions on what items should be placed in the front binder pocket. Make sure all items on the check-in sheet are accounted for. The event manager or personnel should return the binder and all other supplies to headquarters. This does not include any student scrapbooks or newsletters. Just want to take a moment to, of course, thank you. We could not make Alabama HOSA State Leadership Conference possible without you taking the time to learn about and running these events. Thank you so much.